We here, y'all. In the kitchen where we stir. No, not the pot today. We stirring the tea. Lady T, where your tea at? Let's get this tea stirred up. It's hot? Or you got it cold?
It's
Which
hot.
one you got? Iced tea?
It's
All
hot
right,
tea.
we gonna stir this pot today, boy. Let's get it going. How was y'all week? How should I say so far? How was it going? Everybody,
how's it going? Good. It's going good. Relax. I ain't gotta worry about the stress of work. I'm good.
You know, it was a little bit of a rough weekend, but you know, I'm waiting on Thursday. We go against these Eagles, take the division back. So, you know, I'm excited about that. Life
you
is good.
One.
Kids doing good. Man. Family's good. So, you know, I can't complain. Every day you wake up is a good day.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Lady T.
It's been good.
How was your weekend? Actually. Don't shake your head. How was your weekend?
It was all wonderful. No complaints. Rest and relaxation, talk. It was great.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's wonderful. Mine was great as usual. You know, a lot of rest because I'm getting ready to go on vacation. Yeah. San Antonio, here we come. San Antonio, here we come for a whole week. Man, I can't wait. I'm excited right now. I'm not even gonna go to sleep on Thursday. I'm gonna be up all night, just chilling, playing a game, and just watching some TV. And then I'm gonna get up. I said get up. I'm gonna get up out of my seat. We're gonna get on the plane, and we flying. San Antonio. Keep talking about this creek.
You like a kid on Christmas Eve, man. I said you like a kid on Christmas Eve.
Word. Yeah. That's why I'm gonna be like this. Yay, we flying. When I get there, I'm gonna be like a big kid. When we get there, I'm gonna be like a big. You check the creek out, they said. the little
creek?
River. They said
the river joint. Yeah, I did go there. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, we checked that out. Yeah, it was fun. The mall was cool. Yeah. They got a mall at the end of the joint. We went to this place called Tony D's. I think it was a soul food restaurant. That joint was good. That joint was it was decent.
Tony D's?
You know.
Let me put that down. Hold up. Let me put that down. Tony D's. I'm gonna look for that.
That joint was good. I can't remember where else we ate there. We ate somewhere else, but it was in it was on the outskirts. It was a steakhouse. It was called like the Texas Kitchen. And that joint, the steak was bomb as much. The food was good there. The food was really good there too. You know, but that joint was a pretty penny though. It wasn't no it wasn't, but the quality, the food was quality. And it was outside of San Antonio. It was like a half an hour away from the city. Half an hour, 45 minutes.
So how you get there? You drove?
I drove. My boy was living out there, so we went out there. And he took us out to that spot. Yeah, I think it was called Kenley's Texas Kitchen. I think was the name of that joint. And the ribeye was really good. So I had the ribeye. My wife had the seafood joint. They had like a seafood sampler or something like that. My wife had that. My son had the burger. The burger was bigger than his whole head. And then and my daughter, she had the ribeye as well. So it was good though. Real good.
Okay.
Give you a couple plates.
That's wonderful. I just want to say to all my followers and my family and friends. So tomorrow will be the last day until the following week because I'll be on vacation and we will not be doing a show on next Tuesday and Wednesday. So our guys will see you guys the following week because we will be down in San Antonio. I ain't thinking about no podcast. Okay, y'all. I love y'all, but I ain't gonna be thinking about no podcast. I'm being this hot weather. It's cold up here right now. I'm gonna be down there in the water. I'm definitely gonna take some pictures because I'm gonna be in the water sizzling. I know it's gonna be like 80 degrees.
Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? No days off. When Lady T was like, podcast when I'm on vacation, you was like, I'm gonna be here sharp. You said I don't care on vacation. I'm on the podcast. What happened to that?
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that's my mouth talking, but you know, other people say no. That ain't happening. So I'll be like, okay. Like somebody said, yo, bring game with you. I said, boy, you must be out here. My bring my game with me. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna be thinking about so many other things. I ain't be thinking about no game. But look, without further ado, we're gonna jump right in this topic because it's real. I think it's real juicy. Is our history important to our present and our future? That's something real. That's real good. I like that. Lady T came up with that idea, and I was like, Lady T, that's good. That's juicy. Man, that's some hot stuff right there. So we're gonna start out with my boy Roddy. What you think? How you think about that, Roddy? Is our history important to our present and our future?
100%. I'm a true believer in knowing your past because you're doomed to repeat it if you don't know your past. But the other issue that I have with this is that you got to find out what's the truth because it's a lot of things. If you go to your history book, the one I had in high school, that junk was packed full of lies. It wasn't. It was. I don't even think it was. I put a matter of fact. I put a post out this week, saying on my high school joint saying, "Hey, Mr. Hayes, we need to have a talk about American history because I studied hard about Christopher Columbus and all that. Turned out wasn't none of that shit true." So I just want to say, make sure you know and that's one of the things you want to know is your true past, not that watered down, made up stuff that you can find in your 8th grade history book. You need to really find out what really happened to make sure they happen again, because it tells you how powerful your past is when they try to hide it. You know what I'm saying? And knowing the knowledge of your past. So because if they don't tell you what really happened and you following the wrong path, or you're looking at the wrong thing, then you're destined to do the same mistakes because you didn't know there was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure if you go to Africa right now and you pull up with a boat, ain't nobody getting on that junk. If the white people come up there with the boat talking about get on, we're gonna take you to a free land. Ain't nobody getting on it now because they know the past. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you gotta know your past, and plus, it's important to me for my children because I even tell my children my past because I want them to learn from my mistakes. I want them to learn from the things that I did incorrectly and know that this ain't the path. I can tell you ain't the path. I was already there. I can tell you how, where it happened and being honest with your kids and stuff like that about your past really sets them up to not make those same mistakes. Because now the problem is if you lie to your kids, I feel that if you lie to your kids about your past or lie to them about yourself, then that's setting you up for them to repeat it because then now they don't believe you. Now they want to test it themselves. But if you be truly honest about your past and all the things that you've done to your kids, I feel that it's more influential that they won't follow that same path than to just lie about it. You know what I'm saying? We all got past. We all got history. We've all made mistakes. So there's no person here that hasn't made a mistake. So I feel like, talking to your kids, talking to the people that you care about the things the mistakes that you made can, hopefully curb them from making the same mistakes. So I hope that's what Lady T wanted me to.
I got one question for you before I get
so silly.
But I got a question for you before I go to the next person. All right. Absolutely. So Rodney, what does your history so this is directly to you. What does your history affect your present? What part of your history affected your present?
My father passing away when I was 11 years old. It'd be probably the biggest thing that still affects me in my present. As far as my personal history, I mean, him passing away made me. There's a few things that happened when my father passed away. One, it made me decide that I would never be a visiting father. There'd never be a day that my kids would not have me present in their life. Because I understand how painful it was when because my father was a great dad. And the sad thing about having a great dad is you don't realize he's great until he's gone because it's normal to you for your dad to be great. Like that's normal. Like I wake up, my dad took me to school, took me to soccer practice, took me to all this stuff, encouraged me, was at my games, this, that, and the other. And then one day, boom, he was gone. I never saw him again. And it took me till I was 18 to realize he was never coming back. I even set my childhood. I started playing football because my dad liked football. I became a huge fan because my dad was a huge fan. You know what I'm saying? And I did all those things. And I also decided that when I got married, I would be a faithful husband. I would be those things that my dad was, and be a great dad. And I would never visit my kids. They're going to be a part of. They're going to be in my household. I would never let them grow without having a father. And that was all because my dad died when I was 11. There you go.
Okay. I like that. I like that. That's. Oh man, did it? Woo! And I know the listeners was real intrigued. I gotta go get a tissue. They like. Oh. All right, Brother Black. All right, let's go to you, Brother Black. Then we gonna go to Lady T. So
go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was just gonna be. I was basically on piggyback on what he said real quick. So our history is very crucial to understanding our present, right? And shaping our future. If it wasn't for our history, we wouldn't have a present, and without the present, we won't have the future, right? So like the history was important because like he was saying, like certain patterns and certain things that happen in life, lessons learned, right? Like without those lessons learned, you can't move forward. So it's very important to our present in the future.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a different question, Desmond. So slavery is part of our history, right?
Right.
That's part of our history. Right. So how does that affect, if as a black man, how does that affect your present state right now? How does it affect?
Well,
slavery is part of our history. How does that affect? How does that affect us now? Well, for me, in the black community, it teaches us to be strong, right? Like, generations to come, like that's what it teaches. As long as we tell our kids about the history, they know where we come from and what we had to endure, right? And it also teaches them to stay away from the negative influences and negative people. You know what I mean? So slavery, it was a vital thing to history, black history. You know what I'm saying? You take that and you just gotta have the wherewithal to know the people that's in your surroundings. It should change your mindset on life. So what does your history affect your present? What part of your history affected your present?
I mean, all of it, man, because all the mistakes in my life, all the hardships just made me a better person. I mean, I couldn't be the person I am now without the history, without the things that happened prior to today. You know what I mean? So I can go on and on, but it's basically life's lessons, right? You need life's lessons to prosper. So everything in my history, all the mistakes, all the bad things, affects my present. It makes me a stronger person. It makes me look at life differently. It makes me a better father because now I can teach my kids what not to do and what to do. You know what I'm saying? I use the past, the history as a tool, right? As a guideline to move forward.
Okay, all right, Lady T, what about you?
They said it all. I mean, they
said
it all. No. I'm going to answer it. Okay, yeah, thank you. I get you. Okay. I mean, I get it. I totally agree with them. Learning from the past, it helps us, learn from our lessons. We see things from what was done in the past and we can learn from them. And those are the failures and the successes, whatever they are, the decisions that were done in the past, we learn from them. So that's basically what they're saying. Like, it kind of shapes our future to see what we've done in the past. But I think that when Rodney was talking about how, the lies, the misinterpretation, there were lies, there were blatant lies that were told. So, being aware of real truth, you really have to go out there and seek it. And that means you have to seek it from different sources sometimes. And so, learning how to, grow from being told one thing and going off of the surface level of what you were told one time, you have to evolve from that, and go deeper, if you really want to know truth, if you want to have a future that is, based on truth. So I think that, everything that they said, it is important to know your past because you can learn from it, but it's also an awareness. Like you have to become aware of what your past was like and know if you want to do something better for your present and your future. That's basically what we're saying. I have heard people in the past that say that the past is not important. And why would you go backwards and look into the past to see, anything? What does that have to do with now? And I think that is ignorance. I think that is foolish to think that way, because if you don't know where you come from, you don't even really know who you are. And that could be for you as an individual and collectively as people, as our history. So, the past is very important. But there are so many, downfalls, I'll call it, a lot of misinterpretation, biases. Like we all individually have our own biases. We are all Black. And so we have a bias on, the Blackness of what people were treated in the past. So and then, there are things that we have to pay attention to when it comes to, our history. So, I think learning is very important. But, learning's not just one source. You need to go to multiple sources. You need to hear the left and the right and the middle side. You cannot sit up here and just hear left side only and right side only. You have to have something where you have a full context of what was the real history and know on both sides. That's what I think.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for me? Because if y'all have any questions, you feel free to ask any questions.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have a question, but I just want to add.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'll say, our history also, helps us with our critical thinking skills as well, right? Because it allows us to take a step back and evaluate different perspectives of the past, right? It helps us with empathy as well. It's different, like you said, slavery, right? Just knowing about different cultural backgrounds and what they had to endure, right? It allows us to feel for that person or feel for that race or that culture or whatever. So it builds character, right? I just wanted to add that.
I also wanted to say because
okay. Now I wanted to say okay. Good.
You always get that delay. So anyway, I just wanted to say because of see, every time he does that, I always forget what I was going to say. Yeah, I blanked again. All right, don't worry about it. I'll get in a second. Hold on. I'm just trying to remember.
I'm all right. So I definitely want to say this that everybody, when you say history, right? Each one of us have a different history. We don't all have the same history. So our life experiences is based on our backgrounds of our parents, our forefathers, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have a different background, so we don't share the same history. So I look at it a little differently. I look at it totally different. Because we all, like, when I looked at the topic and I saw history, I'm thinking the first thing I thought about is me learning my father and my grandfather, about them and what they've been through and how they carry themselves as men. So that's the first thing I wouldn't talk about the Black culture history, no, because that's not important. For me to be a man and to learn, I need to know the difference between my grandfather, my father, uncles, right? The relationship they had and what they went through. So now I can look back and say, you know what? Is that something that I want to carry into my life, or I don't want that to be a part of my life? I don't want that to be a part of my history. You understand me? Because I feel like when I look at history, I make my own history based on what I've been taught, what I've seen, what I've experienced. So now I carry that I carry that into my present. Now my future, I can change and alter my future because based on my experience, based on the things that I have endured, I can change my future. Because if everything that I'm supposed to do lines up, guess what? My future is already I already have a destiny. So my future is already made out for me. So if I'm lining up with everything I'm supposed to, guess what? I'll see the future that I've already made for myself. So that when I looked at history, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Just learning my pops, my grandparents, learning them and figuring out so I could actually see them, the ones that I was able to see, having a relationship with them, growing up. So that when I saw history, that's the history I saw. You know what I'm saying? Or the experience, not slavery, segregation. I didn't live that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. So I really don't. I listen to the stories, but I never seen it, so I didn't experience it. So my experience on my history is totally different. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel what I'm saying?
No.
That's what I saw when I looked at history. That's what I saw. I saw okay.
I just want to say this. Oh, no, you forgot your last thought, so you go ahead first.
No. My question to you is, I mean, you grew up in the 90s. Correct. So, and for me, there's still history.
70s, 70s, 70s.
No, he's asking if you was living in the 90s. Is what he's trying to get at.
Yeah,
you was around in the 90s.
I lived in.
Hold on. I mean, because police brutality was a real thing, and still is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know even as simple a history as like. That's something I talk to my children about because I saw it. I experienced it in the 90s before body cams and all that kind of shit. People like that shit was real. It was real. It was not a joke. It's not something, because nowadays, they hear about it. It's put on the news. But man, back in the 90s, that stuff was happening. Nobody would hear about it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't recorders and stuff like that and things like that where I saw police brutality from this. So even my history of knowing that, I have those conversations with my children. Like, it's nothing to play with. This is nothing. It's not something that you can take lightly just because it now, it's glorified. It's not glorified, but it's shown on TV that they're putting, that pull out your camera and video and record and everything like that. And that's good. And there's a reason for that. Because back in the day there was no cameras, there was no thing, and even where I grew up in my neighborhood, I don't know about your neighborhood, but the police were their own gang back then for me, and it was something that we had to learn from as a culture to grow from, and now figure out now we got people in the right places that are putting in things, and things are starting to just now happen now. You know what I'm saying? But people have been recording this stuff for years. But I'm not trying to go in too much. But I was just saying because you were saying that know your father, your uncles, and stuff like that. And those are the things that I'm teaching my nieces and nephews now, talking to them about, taking care of yourself. That is not a joke. It's not a game out here. When you are addressed by the police officers, all that stuff you see on TV and them talking all that trash to them and all this other kind of stuff, man, don't fall into that trap. That's just another trap, because there's nothing positive that can happen out of that situation. That your job is to get home. You know what I'm saying? So that was just something I just thought about when you were saying that.
No, hey, Ronnie, and that's the thing, right? There, what you just said. It's key is to hold on, dude. It's the you teaching them respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole line of things right there. It's about respect. No matter how much somebody look, when you in the street, right? And let's say you in the street, you no matter what, you don't know what the person got, you automatically give that person respect. So how can you give a person you know nothing about, give them respect, but then when an officer comes up to you, you're not giving respect? So I think that's commendable that you're doing, because that's what you're doing. You're teaching your kids how to respect them, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of how you may feel. It's still respect that's supposed to be given, no matter what. There's things that have happened in the law enforcement, and it's sad, but come on, some of those things could have been avoided based on your response. People's always talking about your response. Your response is key. I don't care who you are. Your response is key. You have to respond in a way where sometimes it cannot come off offensive. It can't come off aggressive. That's no matter what. When you come off aggressive, even just regular two people, when you coming off aggressive, how do you think a person is supposed to respond? I'm like, yo, hold up. I just came to you cool. You like, yo, what's up? What you want to do? Now I got to be like, hold up, bro. I'm just talking to you calm and peaceful. You want to get all aggressive. And that's how it be. People be too aggressive, too excited and say the wrong thing. And now we got a case. But go ahead, D, brother.
What I was gonna say is when you said we don't all have the same history. So I think what you're talking about experiences in your past. That's totally different. As far as history, we all share the same history. You know, American history, Black history, we all share the same history. Now, I think what you were talking about, like I said, is your experiences in your past. And now that's what differentiate you from everybody else. But as far as history, we all got the same history.
I can agree. I can agree it's similar. It ain't the same, but it's similar.
Oh, it ain't the same. It's similar. All right, there we go.
Let's be honest. Yeah. You want to really break it down? I'm light skinned, brother. Let me tell you, my family history was in the house, not out in the field. You know what I'm saying? Not out in the field. My 24
That's what I'm talking about. Let him know, Rodney.
My 24 says that I am 30% German. I'm good. I was out there ain't on your family. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't got the same history, but it was similar.
So I'm gonna send my DNA testing tomorrow. Wait for that thing to come back. But
Hey, I want to answer the question. I didn't get to answer the question you asked about the past.
What does your history affect your present?
Yes.
What does your history affect your present?
Well, I would say, how would it affect my? It has affected me and my history, being a mother at a young age, and having a family, doing the family thing, trying it, making mistakes and everything, took me away from the intellect. I have always loved books. That is one thing that I can say that I wish, and I'm trying to get back into. Like, I love books. I love the intellect. I love knowledge. And I think that we as people need to do better with that, to get back into, the intellect, the mind part. But that's something that I think that has really affected me, like right now, because like I say, I always tell y'all, I feel like I'm learning how to talk all over again. This is new. This is not something that I do when it comes to communicating my beliefs, my thoughts, my inner parts of me. This is not something I do. So there's something I felt like I missed out was having that trying to be smart type of person. I like the smart type of people out there because they're really wanting to seek for knowledge, and when you can have a good conversation without having to get upset, get into your feelings, we can make change when we have these conversations that make us really think about our actions, about our behaviors and stuff like that. So I had to answer because I thought about that question for myself.
I like that. You good over there, Chef? You look perplexed.
No, Chef take 5 seconds before he hears our answer. It's like 5 seconds of silence.
No, I hear you clearly. I hear you clearly. You looking at the only thing. I hear y'all clearly. I was reading somebody's comment. I'm here, brother. I'm locked in and loaded.
That's my brother Kenneth Clark. That's the gentleman I was talking to y'all last week about that participates in the protest and all that good stuff. Good brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said it goes sour both ways. Sometimes, yes. And just to listen, I'm gonna share something with you guys, and this is a true story, no exaggeration, just to show you that your response is important. All right, so I was riding with my cousin one day, right, and we were going to a white neighborhood. Now listen to this. Now I was shook, y'all. I'm serious. I was scared. Okay, so the cops pulled us over. They asked him, did he have any weapons in the car? He did have a gun in the car, right? But the gun wasn't a regular gun. It was an airsoft gun, and I looked real. So, bro, when he said no, I tapped him. I said, no, tell him. And so he said, all right, get out the car. He said, let me look at it. So they pulled him out. Now, mind you, the reason they pulled us over, yes, they seen two black guys in the white neighborhood, so they pulled us over. Now, when they pulled us over, come to find out, his insurance, registration was all expired, and his license he had warrants for his arrest. Now, they put him in the car, but they asked me, do I have my license? I said, yeah. So I gave him my license. He said, get out of the car. Do you got anything in your pocket? I said, no. So I let him check me, whatever, right? So my back was turned. So another officer came out of nowhere. I'm dead serious, no exaggeration. I'm not putting no extra story to make my story sound all, sad or anything like that. So when the other cop came, I did not see him. Yo, this dude hit me with a forearm in the back. No joke. Like, bah! I was like, oh man, I stepped on his foot. So I was like, oh shoot, I ain't say nothing, right? So no, my brother laughed. But look, I could have got like, yo, dog, why you do that? Like, I ain't do nothing. You feel me? But I was shook. So I was like, yo, I did just like this. Oh, right. And so he's like, get back in the car. Now, mind you, like I said, it could have went a whole different way. Now, they let me take the car to the precinct. Usually they don't let you. When all the information is, expired and everything, they take the car. They tow the car. They didn't tow the car. They let me go there. Now, mind you, Mind you, I was far as heck, so I had to find somebody to come pick me up, and everything. They put me in the precinct, let me go in there and just relax or whatever. They didn't let me come in the precinct. I'm sorry. They told me to wait in the car. They was like, wait in the car. At the precinct, they was like, wait in the car. I was like, oh my goodness. Luckily my phone wasn't, but I just want to say that, based on my response and everything, because like I said, that what he did was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? Elbow me in my back. Like, and I ain't talking about no light. I'm talking about hard. Like, I'm like, oh, shucks, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? I could have wilded out, and then guess what? If I would have wilded out, then what would have happened to me? He was already in the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my goodness, man. I'm here by myself. Look. Go ahead. What you want to say?
Right? I was saying that's what he wanted you to do. He wanted you to do that. It was a lot easier to take both of y'all than it would be. Yeah, so he wanted you to pop off at the mouth or say something. That was
there it is.
Easy target. Another thing I tell my kids, and this goes to it too about knowing the past, is the devil don't got new tricks. It's the same tricks. He just put it in a different package. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new about evil. You know what I'm saying? It's been the devil and the evil been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, the same tricks. And you know why he's still using them? Because they work. You know what I'm saying? And I tell my kids that all the time. Know the tricks. Once you know the trick, it's just like a magician. Once you know how he do the trick, the mystery is gone. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing when it comes to people who are bullies or have power or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They all got the same tricks. You know what I'm saying? It's the lie, kill, and destroy. That's all they're going to do. Lie, steal, and destroy. So that's, once you know that these are the tricks that they're going to use, then it doesn't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for knowing your history too. Because once you see the history, like the government been doing the same thing for years. It ain't different. You know what I'm saying? The police department, same thing. But I mean, I'm not targeting these people saying all these people are bad, because they're not. I have police officer friends. I have people in politics who I think are great people. But let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of them that employ these tricks, especially to young youth and young black men to just escalate something to happen. You know what I'm saying? But that happens at work. That happens you know, on the street. It happens in the government. It happens everywhere. But I tell my kids that, you know, learn from these things, learn from these mistakes, because those tricks don't change. They're going to go everywhere you go. People are going to employ these same tricks to get you to do something that, you know, you don't want to do or shouldn't do, is not to your benefit and it's to their benefit. So,
right.
So you want to say something?
No. I was just liking what he was saying, because, like, you know, basically without that history, we don't have nothing to learn from. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the next question is: can your history affect your future?
If you're repeating the same thing, if you are perpetuating the trauma, if you continuously do the same thing over and over again, if you're like, you know, doing a focus on the hurt and pain and not really learning how to evolve from that and go beyond it, or make change in policies or do something, because honestly, it is about laws. We as people, and this is me talking to myself as well, need to be more educated when it comes to laws so that we can make real changes, because it starts there. You know, I have a very good friend that has always told me that, and it was so like, what? And I ignored it, but it's so true. And we just need to do things a little bit different, because if we're still repeating the same type of, you know, focus on the trauma of the past, we're going to not really have, you know, healing. It's going to hinder our healing. It's going to contribute to an ongoing like division, social division, if we're repeating the same thing. So we just have to learn from our mistakes and do something different. We continuously do the same thing, bitching and complaining about the same thing, and we're not really doing any real change. So we're repeating it. It just looks different, you know, nothing new. Just like you said, there's nothing new under the sun. We're doing the same thing.
Yep, exactly. I get it. I hear you, Lady T.
Desmond? You saying something?
I was reading that comment. No, I ain't say nothing.
Oh, reading. Oh.
I was reading the comment that was up there.
Okay. So Ronnie, can your history affect your future?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think it can. Like Lady T said, I think that's like, if you keep on repeating the same outcome. You keep on falling for the same trap. You know what I'm saying? So, because I mean, it like I believe, like I said before, that it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep on facing it no matter where you go, but it's the same trap. And it's just like the biggest thing, the other thing, like the distraction thing that TV does. You know, they right. distract you with the Housewives of Atlanta, things like that, where it's all these dramas, and people think that this is life. No, this is all scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is scripted. This is not truly how, then you got your kids out here acting like they think, they one of Diddy's sons or something, and they can party like a rock star and do whatever they want to do, and they want to do this or the other. And I always tell my kids, whenever they bring out, and I just already said his name, so they bring out a Diddy and he's front page, what are they hiding? You know what I'm saying? Because that's nothing but a distraction. We know that Diddy was doing Diddy parties for years. That was nothing new to us. They've been talking about arresting him for 2 years.
Yep.
My question is, how come the arrest happened 1 month before the election? You know what I'm saying? They talked about arresting him the entire year. Yep. And then the arrest happens 1 month before the election. To take away the attention from Kamala, to take away the attention from this, to take away the attention from that. Yep. And to me, I always tell my kids, it's the same joint. Every time something great something is getting ready to happen where they want to distract us, they pull out, here we go. We're going to parade Diddy out here. We're going to parade the next person, whoever. And you're not gonna pay attention to the justice that just got arrested. You're not gonna pay attention to this. You're not gonna pay attention to the congressman who did this and pay attention to that, because the only thing you're gonna read about is Diddy and baby oil.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. It's ignorance. We stay in ignorance.
Hey, Rodney, you was so Rodney, you was distracted.
Who, me? Nah.
You was distracted.
I knew
Rodney?
He was doing that. Yeah. I knew to leave at 12 o'clock at a Diddy party since '93. You know what I'm saying? That was nothing new to me. I knew back when he was at Howard. When he was back at Howard, I left them parties early. I knew to get the hell out of there. I was gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, hey, Ronnie, well, don't worry. Don't worry. I listen. Lady T was like, yo, I know nothing about that. Sorry. No.
He wasn't fun to have that conversation with. So yeah, we had a conversation.
Yeah, we had a conversation on here. I was like, what? Huh?
I said that.
No, I wasn't.
Man, he was saying you wasn't fun in that conversation.
You better read up so you don't fall for the same mistakes.
Yeah, Chef be knowing. He probably
wasn't no bamboozle. Nah, it wasn't no bamboozle over here. Never. You could never bamboozle me. So it was like, yo, it ain't happening. I can't look. I came up in that time, but it was like, yo, like I was telling him, like that. But it's key what you just said. Let me get to the point though, because it's true. You can easily be distracted. No, seriously, by the buffoonery that's going on in the world. And and like I said, Lady T always say this. No, but that's why I always thank my parents, my grandparents, and my father for that, not allowing me to see all those things. So I wasn't exposed to that. So I really didn't see that. And I didn't enjoy it because it was basketball, riding our bikes. We was always together. We was going over each other out, doing stuff, playing games. We played heavy games, growing up. So I didn't really see that. So I wasn't really distracted. Even with this whole thing, I really didn't care because it does not move me. It doesn't change my life. It doesn't change what my goals, my desires, nothing like that. So I really don't pay attention to stuff like that because I don't want to be distracted. You know what I'm saying? We doing stuff like this, podcasting. We talking to other people. I'm going to different places. I'm encouraging. I'm trying to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? So I like this stuff that's going on here. I really don't. Even with this whole politics stuff, I ain't even getting to all that. Because I know, look, there are some people that try to get up under your skin by their own personal agenda, their own hidden agenda. So I'm like, listen, whatever you decide, that's your thing. You only got to talk about it to me. We don't got to discuss it. That's your thing. Because if we don't believe and understand one another on a religion part, guess what? Then that's your personal relationship. That's your personal one. That's you. That whatever. We can't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to talk about when it comes down to that. You know what I mean? That's your personal thing. You know what I mean? I'm bringing that up because that's what a lot of people are talking about right now. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot.
It's very.
We talk about our history.
Important. It's very important to understand the things that's happening around you in the world. It's very important because you don't want to be that guy that's oblivious and just don't know anything about what's happening. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about intellect, right? It makes you more of an intellectual to know what's happening in the world. It's important on so many different levels. For instance, if it was a serial killer, it was your neighbor, and then you say, "Oh, I don't care about the news," and somebody's trying to tell you, "No, that serial killer lives literally right next door." You say, "I don't care about that," and then the mother come in your house ready to take you out. Now you praying to God, like, "Oh God, why didn't nobody tell me?" It's important to know what's happening in the world.
And I'll say this also with that said, with him saying that, I'll say the reason why is because it gives different perspectives when you have people that know a lot more about history, when we can all come together and give our own nuances to what we think of the past and our current situation. Like when we have people that know more about history and know more about what's going on in our world, that makes us be able to have like more educated conversations and make educated decisions. Like we as people need to do that because we're sitting up here saying, I don't know, because we don't want to know or we don't want to be involved because we don't want to take sides. Guess what? You're going to have to take sides sometimes. You're going to have to say, I'm for this and I'm for that. And you might not even want to talk about it to other people, but you will stand for something because you are a part of this world. You are paying taxes. You are a part of our economy. So it's like you can't really run from it. You're going to see it. You're going to hear it. But it's now like will you be a part of it to maybe start enlightening other people with your different perspective to see something different, to maybe look at it different, change their way? It's always good for us to know more.
Oh, Lady T. So you said, yeah. Go ahead, Rodney. What you want to say?
No, I was just saying. I just said absolutely. I was just agreeing. That's all.
So, Lady T, since you put that so elegantly, when you found out about your history, what did you do to change your present?
Oh, yeah. I got more involved. I started talking a lot more. I started having an opinion. So I had this really good friend of mine that is very educated on what's going on in the past, what has gone on right now, and knows history very well. And I have learned a lot about our history, in the world, our history as a country. And so because I'm learning that, I can now have a voice to say I have understanding of where we came from, just a little bit, not much, but, have an understanding of what, maybe a policy or maybe, a law or, the Constitution is written in a certain beautiful way, but it's not really, thought out in our own world. Like, we're not really doing what the Constitution says. Like, we're not really living it. So we have to truly have a mind to want to understand. And I am now taking that understanding of what has been happening in the past and learning. I really would love to be able to give more time to it, to understand, because then I would feel like I'm doing something. Like, I don't have no idea what my future is, but I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like we've got so much progress and innovation that we could do in this world. Like, look where we are now from where we used to be back in the 90s. You were talking about it, Rodney. Like, we've come so far as technology, especially. Like, we're going to do so much more. So I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? I want to be a part of it. I want to know how to do certain things. I don't have an electric car just yet, but that's my goal, right? I want to have an electric car so I can know how to use it if a time comes that I needed to use it. I'm not saying it's going to be my one and only, but I like to understand how to use different things and to know how to talk to people that have a mind that know how to communicate those different things to me. I respect scientists because I work with them, and they are very educated within the body, with how the body works and things like that, or their research, whatever they're researching. But I have a respect because they put the time in to, really cultivate whatever it is that they are working towards in their goal and whatever their mission is for their job. And I am that type. That's the reason why I got into the job that I'm in right now, because it takes you to have to use your brain and really read and look into things. The critical thinking, I think Desmond said, that is something that we have to do, and we should be doing regularly, and we should be teaching it to our children. So we will change. We will change if we do that.
Yeah, a lot of Black households, that's where they go wrong, having that mindset like Chef and say, hey, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. And when you don't care about it, right, and you don't invest in at least a little bit of time into history and knowing how things are evolving in life, right? If you don't invest that time to have that knowledge for yourself, you can't teach it to your kids, right? So knowledge is power, right? So the more intellectual you are, the more you can help your kids be more intellectual, and they can get them millionaire jobs. You just got to teach them the right way. You can't set limitations for yourself and say, you know what, my life is okay. Don't look at it just for self. Look at it your kids, right? It's like, I'm gonna set myself up, I'm gonna set my kids up. Invest a little bit more time and a deeper understanding of history and everything in life. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, for me, I love to hear people's perspective, even if I don't agree with it. I love to hear, me. I'm that dude that wants to be in the conversation where people are having this conversation that is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That is not a normal place to have one. That's why, I love your podcast. That's something that I try to do in my podcast, because I really feel that you can learn even from an idiot. You know what I'm saying? And sit there in different things and you just have to take the good in every situation that you are in, but it takes time. You really have to listen. You have to pay attention in order to, sometimes it's really hard to find the good. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's really hard to find the good in the Diddy situation. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find it. You know, if you go to a party and you open the door and there's nothing but baby oil, you need to leave. You know what I'm saying? That's the lesson you need to learn. You know,
sound like he's still got Diddy's poster on the wall.
Hey, you know, I'm not gonna. You know, my favorite album was Biggie. Now I listen to it different. I can't even listen to the Biggie album the same no more. You know what I'm saying? Because they do got some weird stuff that they did say in it that, you know, I gotta process it differently. So, but I mean, but like I said, you learn from anything. I love having a conversation with people with different perspectives and this, that, and other, and people that are. You know, I've had racist conversations with people, and you know, there was times that I eventually had to leave and was like, yeah, I can't do this no more. But you know, I still learned something. I still learned that hey, there's still people out here like that. There's still closeted racists who will sit there and pretend to be your friend and just to do you dirty. You know what I'm saying? There's still people out here who have agendas that are to do nothing but, you know, hurt. And then there's people, and then it makes it easier to recognize the true people who are really going to be there for you, to be there for you. But if you don't have the conversations with the people who ain't, then you're not going to know the difference.
That's right.
So sometimes you got to have those tough conversations. You got to sit down and have this conversation. I got a guy right now in my life, I swear to God, every time he talks, the hair on my back just tenses up and I just want to punch him in the face.
Hey, talk to me, Roddy. Talk to me. Because I tell Lady T this all the time. Talk to me.
Something. And the sad thing is, I choose to interact with him. I could literally just not interact with him at all. But I say, you know what? All right, and I know it's not going to be different, but every time I get in there and I just wait, and then he says something ignorant, and then I'm just like, wow, how did you make it so far in life? Like, I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, when, but he does have the right tone on his skin, and where he lives, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, like, how are you making it from day to day? But you know what? He makes it. So
that's the difference between. So to add to that, that's the difference between a low functioning person versus a high functioning person, right? If you high functioning, you can function at a high level with the high level functioning people, and then you can also function at a high level with the people that's low functioning, because you high functioning enough to understand what it's like, or you know, you can relate. But a low functioning person can't function with a high functioning person. So when you say you talk to them, you know, there gonna be no changes. Hey, I can see that. That's like basic psychology right there.
I mean,
hey, Rodney, me and you different.
Sometimes me and you different. Myself. Hey, trust me, I get upset with myself sometimes. Yeah, I'm like, why am I here?
Hey. Nah,
yeah, I get it.
Look, not me. I tell him real quick. Look, Lady T be like, you got to talk to him. I said, no. Once I get a conversation with you and you got that negative vibe, that negative energy on a constant basis, bro, we ain't talking no more. I'm like, I will be cordial. How you doing? Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. I don't give nobody that energy. Like, if I got people like that around me, I'll be like, what? No. You got so much to be thankful for, and you got something negative to say. Like, you got grandkids, you don't talk about them. Oh, I spent some time with my grandkids. No, you talk about what somebody else said. Man, get the hell out of here. I don't want to get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I ain't give you that energy. I'm not giving you no. You know what I'm saying? They talk about nothing but negative. Lady T said, you got to talk to him, though. No, not me. I'm different from you, Rodney. I'm not giving them that satisfaction, because God, like you said, I promise you, a person that that talks like that thinks like that, guess what? They not doing nothing else but taking your time from you. Your mind could be somewhere else, focusing on your future, focusing on what you're going to do tomorrow about your business or what you're going to do with your kids on the weekends. You will sit there, listen to this conversation. They telling you, oh yeah, man, I can't stand Bob. You know what? He always talking about his mother and she's sick. What? Hey, how was your weekend? And I'll say to this guy, how was your weekend? Oh, it was good to hear going, yo, man, I can't believe this, man. This thing Trump is doing. I'll be like, bruh, I just asked you, how is your kids doing? You go right into Trump. You go right into Kamala. I'm like, bruh, I'm not talking about that. I asked you something simple. How was your weekend? Now you go into that. See, I'll be like, yo, I'll talk to you later.
He don't like small talk. That's what it is. He don't like that's that small talk.
What is that? Listen to what I just said. I asked him how was have small talk about politics. Your kids.
That was small talk. He tried to introduce it. Small talk. You know, he wanted to give you a little bit of small talk. Negative. You didn't want it.
Negative.
Why is it negative?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like some of these topics are something that's intriguing and interesting to that person, and they just want small talk. They just want to talk to you. To have a one-on-one conversation. Hold on, but you look at it like it's not going to benefit you, so you looking at it as a negative. It's not a negative.
Well, listen to I guess I have to elaborate on you. I'm gonna elaborate for you. I said I know the difference between negative vibes and positive vibes. This person is not going to say anything out of their mouth that's going to be intriguing. They're going to say something negative. They might call Kamala a B. See, I'm like, okay, we done. Like talking negative about her. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about having an intellectual conversation that's going to be negative. No, they might say something stupid. They might say Trump is an MF. Nobody, yo, listen. His personal views. Okay, his views is his views. I get that. You know what I'm saying?
That's just how people talk, though. That's just
dog talk.
That's just how people talk. That's just how people talk, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hold on, I respect it because Chef Dennis might have the type of personality that things cling to him. So when he has that conversation, that conversation, that energy like absorbs into his day. You know what I'm saying? Some people have that thing. I unfortunately don't. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody say something to me, I just kind of look at them like they're crazy and I walk away. And then, you know, and a good 5 minutes later, I'm on to something different. I done forgot. But for Chef, it may stay in his soul. Like that energy might be, but it'd be like what they say, a witch on your back or something that just thought that it sucks away your good energy. It might be like that to him.
Like, get off me.
Yeah. A little bit more strong-minded then, because the way I look at it, like people that's come with negative energy, like it's sometimes it's entertaining, right? Because it's like when you watch movies, you listen to this music, it's the same thing. So the stuff they want to gossip about, it's the same thing we watching on TV and hearing on the radio every day. So it ain't no difference. It's not going to change my life. It can be entertaining. So I'll be at work, people will be I'll be at work, people will be telling me about their day or somebody they was mad at, they want to punch this person. It's entertaining to me for while I'm at work. Once I leave work, I don't think about that stuff.
It is entertaining.
That's entertaining. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody want to talk about engage in a conversation that has nothing to do with nothing.
Your
positive,
question.
Negative.
Right. But what about looking at it as it's just entertainment, and even the ugly has to say some entertaining stuff. Why can't you see it that way?
You gotta look at people like that as a measuring stick. If say somebody's a pure dummy, they dumped in a bucket of rocks, right? You gotta look at them as a measuring stick and look at them and laugh inwardly and say, "I'm glad I ain't on your level, bro." You know what I'm trying to say? Use them as a measuring stick. You know what I'm saying? If you can't, a person can't be great if they don't know what being sorry is. So people are sorry, weak-minded stuff. I said a person can't be great if they don't know what sorry is. I say that to say this. When I was talking about the measuring stick, right? Once you know what sorry is, and you don't want to be sorry, then you strive to be great. That's it.
That's a different one. I get it now.
Yeah, that's
the measuring stick can go a little bit further, right?
That's what I say. I'm lost with that one.
The measuring stick.
Hey, Ronnie, did you get that, Ronnie? That's what I said.
Right over my head. I'm still trying to catch up.
Man.
I'm trying to catch
That's
up.
crazy. That's crazy.
Retractable measuring stick. Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad everybody said the same thing. When you said that, I can't. That kind of like went over my head. I didn't understand. I'm like, huh? What do you mean measuring stick? Can you elaborate? Because I'm serious. I'm not. We all said the same thing. I'm lost with that measuring stick. But can you tell me about that? I don't get that.
How can somebody say they're good if they don't know what bad is? I just told you. How can somebody say they're good if they don't know what bad is?
Okay.
How can they say let's take good if they don't know what bad is?
Let me take this. Yeah, exactly. Let me take this to the Bible right quick. How did Cain know that killing Abel was a crime if the 10 Commandments wasn't even written yet?
He had to be told.
I heard that.
Let's talk to you though, but the 10 Commandments came after the Cain and Abel situation. So we all say killing somebody is bad, but the 10 Commandments wasn't written at that point. So how would Cain know that killing Abel was bad?
What?
Through his heart. I'll say through his heart.
Wait.
I'll say through his heart just because he knew after.
Wait a minute.
He didn't look at it as before.
When you're doing something bad, it's the spiritual feeling. It's just like a kid knows when he's doing something bad as an infant or a child. You know when you're doing something bad. It's the feeling that you get even before somebody tells you that what you're doing is bad.
But there is children that do the smacking thing that don't know right from wrong. So that's why I'm like, when little kids, when they smack you, they just come up to you and smack you. They don't know. They have that innocence of just being really like themselves.
No.
That's already.
Hold up, you about to go into the deep end.
So you think that's what it is?
That's not true.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Right. For little babies that never been smacked before.
I know that to be.
Look, I've seen little babies that never been smacked before, but their reaction is to, the smack. That's what I'm saying. There's something in us that make us do things that, is not what is right all the time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there's in us, in our DNA, each and every human being, there's something about us that we react in the wrong way. That's why I'm saying the baby. There are babies that reaction wise, they hit you, and they don't know right from wrong. So I get what you're saying, Desmond. I know what you're trying to say.
That's basically what I was saying. And so somebody teach you, or you know what I'm saying, or you have some kind of punishment because of your actions,
or your heart.
Yes, to you doing. Somebody had to break it down to you and tell you, no, that's wrong. That's why
like racist people. Like racist slavery.
Whoa.
They thought they were doing the right thing by killing Black people. They really, in their heart, thought they were doing the right thing. And they thought they were wiping out people that were not supposed to be on this earth. Like, that's what they thought, And we sit up here and say that that's right? We know it's not right, but in their mind.
They were taught.
I understand they were taught, but.
Like you said earlier. A child, look, it's so deeper than just that. With a child, because with a child, right? It's a lot of factors. Now, first, I'm gonna go to Cain and Abel thing. Let me go. What's up, Jamel? I'm gonna go to Cain and Abel thing first, right? He knew he did something wrong because that's why he hid. Mm-hmm. He hid because he knew he did something wrong. Automatically. He knew he did something wrong. That's why he did.
And when God asked him, he said, "Who am I? Am I my brother's keeper or whatever?" He didn't answer.
Exactly.
He didn't tell him what happened. He knew what he did. And to go back to the baby thing too.
That, though. Yeah.
A lot of times the baby's looking for a reaction when they do that. I mean, it's just me, in my opinion. I've ran into a baby that I genuinely didn't think she knew what she was doing, but when she did it, she waited to see what the hell I was about to do next. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you, when I bit her ass back, she was not happy. So there you go. That's my story about that. And she came up and bit my ass and looked at me for my reaction. And my reaction was I bit her ass back, and guess what? She stopped biting me. That was the last time she bit me.
Terrible.
just think about this. There's a lot of factors that play with the kids too. T, look, you got some women read to their child while they in the womb. You think they come out, like that, come out calm. So many factors that play a part in when a kid grows up and their reaction to certain things. You know what I'm saying? That how the mother raised them, what they see, because they like sponges. So the things that they see, they emulate. You know what I'm saying? They start to do. So if you go around and you got other siblings and your mom, they see the moms, come here. They think that's normal because they see that.
That's what I was saying.
Not knowing.
And that's what I was saying. They don't know that it's wrong until they're taught.
But they see that, so it's not that they know, it's because they see it. So when they see it, they think it's normal. But until somebody tell them, no, you can't do that, baby, then that's when they realize it. But more so, it's when they see. That's
y'all
what the
saying
kids
the same
do.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't. You grew up, all the four of us. Yeah, we all four grew up, right? We ain't go and say, "Oh, let's still touch the stove. It's hot." Oh, how we know it's hot? How we know it's hot?
We touch that bad boy. We touch it.
No, no. You go to you need to tell me you will go to the stove and touch it, say, "Oh, it's hot." Or
it's called curiosity.
Well, I said moms or mommy.
It's called curiosity. So that's why a lot of times, right? We say don't do this. 9 times out of 10 people do it anyways because they want to experience it for themselves. They want to see if you're lying or telling the truth.
My family was big into letting you go ahead and hurt yourself, and they just be there to help you. That was not the curiosity. You had curiosity. Oh, my family was huge into letting you find out on your own. They was big into it. Like if you went up there and the joint hot, my dad would say, "Hey, the stove hot," one time. And you still playing around, then my dad would go, "Hey, do me a favor, go touch that." And then you go touch it and you burn yourself. You go, "All right, you realize it's hot now." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dad, I was on the roof one time. My dad told me, "Go ahead and jump." Go ahead and jump. And I jumped off that roof and got folded. And he said, "I bet you won't do that no more." You know what I'm saying? He was there. If I died, he would have brought me to life and took me to the hospital. But but my family's big on it. I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't gonna lie. As a parent, I'm big on it too. I in a second, I let them. My little niece came jumping down the stairs. Would jump down the little stairs. I love that little girl though, but she a little slow. But I sat there and told her, "Go ahead." I said, "Jump a little high," and she went up there and went a little high, jumped again until she hurt herself. And I said, "I bet you won't jump on those stairs again." She ain't jump on them no more. It's that simple. Sometimes you gotta let them learn. You can't just keep on telling them to stop doing stuff.
Yep, you gotta let them experience it.
Hey, it's my niece. She is. I love her, and I say it out loud. She know that. I've said it to her face.
That's right.
Yeah, JR just commented on mine. She not a little slow, but I love her. Her uncle love her to death.
Yeah, that's definitely important.
So, guys, how does your present circumstance help you change your future?
Well, because you see where you are now, right? And that's where you start to build the building blocks for your future. Like for me, like this food truck thing, right? Like I'm looking at it now, like I'm working, I'm doing my homework on the food truck thing. So I have to, like the business plan, I had to get that out the way, right? And now I got to think about where I'm going to get this revenue to get the food. Then I got to worry about like the commissary. So everything in life is a building block, right? So I'm just using my present situation, right? Thinking about everything, writing everything out, outline for, a roadmap for the future, and then just build on it, capitalize. That's it.
I agree. The present is the time to plan for the future. I mean, that's basically what he said. So I'm using my present to plan for the future. Everything I'm doing right now is for my future. Everything that I'm doing is to get myself ready to be prepared so that when I get to where I'm going, I know what to do when I get there. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't plan for it, if you're not ready for it, then you get there, then you stuck because you didn't plan for it. You didn't get ready for it. You didn't do the things that you need to do to, you know, to be ready for when the situation. What is the one the great football term? Preparation plus what you call it and something, I don't know. Whatever that is, but that, you know what I'm saying, you prep for with whatever you want in the future.
So Ronnie, as a podcaster, right? Look, all right, as a podcaster, what are you doing are you prepared to get on a big stage in person with people? Are you ready for that? Are you preparing for that? Or just a season for your podcast? Are you ready for that?
Oh nah, my next step. Yeah, I got more stuff coming. Yeah, I got more stuff definitely coming for my podcast to grow and what I'm doing to, you know, to excel further. But yeah, I'm ready. Shoot, you give me an opportunity on the big stage, I'm there. I ain't gonna be scared.
All right, now. All right, me and Lady T gonna hold you to that because look, Lady T looking Lady T looking like, God, don't be more careful. What I say, because look, we met our quota, so I'm getting everything lined up. The studios, I got some studios coming up. We gonna do some in person starting next year. We got a lot going on. Me and her, not just for the podcast, but some more personal level. But we got a wedding coming up. I got a family reunion coming up. So I know for sure I'll be doing a lot of traveling, but I definitely want to set up a nice time so we can have a live in person. I got to get the audience together. It's going to be, I'm working. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of work.
Oh God.
Work.
Is it bad?
Yeah, I see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What?
I heard
I'm lagging.
Look, yeah, you're lagging bad. I heard half of what you was just saying.
Well, I want to say something.
You heard me?
Okay, let me say something real
you
quick.
Yeah.
We've been hearing you. You just lagged. Okay. So I would say for me, this right here, all I do is show up every Tuesday, Wednesday, and have great conversation with y'all. But this right here, everything with podcasts, what we're doing right now is like, this is our beginning to the future. We don't know what it was going to be like, what it's going to look like, but it's kind of like you see yourself evolve from where you are right now, and you're going to be into a different place, which is going to be better because we're working towards it. All four of us, you know, the four of us having these conversations. Right. When we have the people even listening to us, commenting, they are also experiencing something that we are all changing, and we're going to evolve to become better people. So our future, I look at it as beautiful. It's going to be great. I'm hopeful for it. I don't want to look at it in a miserable mindset and way of thinking. I have to be, mindset of, it's going to get better. So I think here right now is where it is starting. Every time we come up together and we do these conversations.
And the thing about me is that, I'm excited for that because you know what? It's a different atmosphere when you sitting right next to a person, and let's say they're having a bad day. They had a bad week, and we sitting together and we joining together and we, loving on one another. But then the world can see it, but then they see real genuine love, real genuine encouragement. They can be encouraged. They can be inspired to do it to somebody else. They can get another group. They don't have to get a podcast, but just being in a group, being in that type of atmosphere, and that's what draws people to want to do stuff like this. And that's what I'm excited about, because guess what? I know I'm always into something with other people talking about being encouraging and just trying to love on them. And some people are not ready to receive my love, because I'm excited. I get excited. I get a huggy and want to grab you and be aggressive. I'm learning.
What's that? The Barney dance you was doing?
No, that's the excitement dance. Listen, you call it what you want to call. Like I get excited because you know what, and then also it's just getting like it's personal. And some people not ready to be personal. You don't got. I mean, you got to be. You have to learn how to, speak to people and keep it personal, but not too personal where you could tell you all your business, because some people they're not qualified to have that. Have that personal part of you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that, and I'm so glad to even be a part of Rodney's too, because Rodney, he don't even know how close he is to us. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's just that he's like 2.5, 3 hours away. And so it is good, and it's always is good to have other people out there that's close, and you can get together and do these things like this. Because guess what? When I look at other people podcasts, right? And I look at them, some of the people that I follow, they from Texas. It's big over there. Texas is humongous, right? And a lot of them live close to each other. They got to know each other on this platform. And some of them not famous. They just live in that state. And now they say, oh man, such is doing this. You know what? They reach out to each other, they talk, and then next thing you know, they on their show. You know what I'm saying? And so we're here on the East Coast doing the same thing. And that's what I like about it, is just learning and navigating in this journey. And like I said, I'm excited for that. I'm so proud of Lady T because she's came a long way. You guys don't know her personally. I do. And guess what? This is a big step for her. This is growing for her. And I'm bigging her up right now because it's truly something that most people don't know. In this journey, she's growing. And she's exposed some personal stuff that she usually don't do. It's personal to her, and she exposed it, and that shows growth, and like I said, same thing with Desmond. He's growing, he's learning, you know what I'm saying? He's navigating workplace, trying to do the food truck. He's working hard, holding down 10 kids.
I am not Nick Kitty. I am not. You sound like the people I work with. They call me Nick every day. Good morning, Nick. Man, that's not my name.
No, I'm kidding. No, you don't got 10 kids. I'm just joking. Oh no, you got 3 boys, 4 boys, and 1 girl. So he got a house full. Yeah, so it's loaded over there. You know what I'm saying? And but like I said, I'm watching his stuff, and he's doing great. And the guest that we on there is great, and it's all about positivity. And that's what you want. You want that. That's the community that you want. You know what I mean? It's going to be negative people that come around, but you don't got to put them in your circle. You be like, oh, okay, yeah, you can't come in this circle. You're not qualified to come in this circle. You got that negative energy. Negative. We ain't letting you in. Right, Rodney? We ain't letting them in. I got you. Hey Rodney, I'm
they might be entertainers.
I'm the big guy. That's it. Look, they could be entertainers outside of the circle. Okay, yeah, we see you. Oh, you funny, yeah, but you ain't coming in this circle, okay?
I get mad at myself every time I join the circle with them. I get mad at myself every time. I'm only disappointed myself every time. I just go right in there. I'm like, all right, let's see. Hey, everybody else think he's great. I just think he's the biggest idiot in the world. But
sometimes we just be bored and we look around like, oh, you the one that's available. Let's all get this stupidity out.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
It is what it is, but
But this whole thing is good, man. Like it's networking, and networking is always good. It helps us all work on our socialization skills. You know what I'm saying? So get different perspectives, get the laugh, get the joke, be entertained. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Also get in touch with your feelings, because your feelings can be triggered what people say, and then you know how to respond to it. So.
And then it also allows you to see yourself a little bit more clearer too, right? You see your breaking points, your little triggers, and and you learn about yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
So like I said, this whole thing is therapeutic. This is like counseling. This is therapy.
Yeah. 100% for me.
Not true.
I started this, because it is my therapy. I tell I tell the guys, you know, I do it with two of my best friends, and I started it for me. It was always about me. When people host, I lost hosts, lost producers, brought them. People came on that wanted to come on, but I always told them, I was like, let's get some straight. You know, this is just about me. I really don't care about nobody else's feelings. If anybody don't like it, you don't have to come.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The button right there, there's a button that says leave studio. You can hit it at any time. I promise. I will not. Yeah. And I would keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's your therapy. Your therapy.
Yeah. It's definitely therapy, man. You know, especially when I'm like, that's what Lady T was like, you on time today. That's because I'm off. But like, I'll be at work. And my job be pissing me off. I'm like, oh my God, where's it 6:30 yet? I put my little earpiece in. But I hate it though. I put my earpiece in, try to tune in. People ask me questions. I'm like, bro, I'm busy right now, bro. Like, give me like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But it's therapy though. You know what I'm saying? Just listening to you guys every week. You know, it helps, especially some of the topics. Especially when Lady T on 10 make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, I might need that laughter. You know what I'm saying? Chef Dennis close-minded sometimes, and he get all animated. I might need that at that given point in time. So it's my therapy as well.
No, I'm far from closed-minded, brother.
Oh my God! You better go back and watch some of the episodes. You and Lady T. I'll be at work like, yeah, finish them.
I mean, I only been on 3 episodes, and I agree with closed-mindedness already.
Oh,
yeah.
So you know. Yeah. I kind of already agree with that. I mean, Lady T caught me off guard last week, but
I'm sorry.
Closed-minded was nothing new. I mean,
yeah,
you know, you're a 49ers fan. I can't expect for your mind to be that, you know, expanded.
Yeah.
He hitting hard.
Hey, look, you see that right there? 5.
I
mean, you
all got them.
I mean,
we all got them.
Look, look at my jersey. You see my jerseys? Look, you see them jerseys? All championship jerseys, baby.
I got 3 and 1 on the way. One on the way. In 3 years, we're gonna get another one within the next 3 seasons. Never. I'm putting it out there.
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying? God say, speak what you want into existence. I'm speaking it into existence right here.
Y'all gonna have a new quarterback for the next 10 years.
You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking it into existence.
Chef
Dennis is going to open his mind and be involved in some conversations this week in San Antonio that he normally would have run away from. I'm speaking it into existence.
All right, now.
Lady T is going to have some more conversations with some more friends that are going to be good, genuine friends that she ain't going to have to get rid of and cut off. And I don't really got one for Desmond yet, but we'll figure that out. Desmond and me, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be good, happy. You know what? I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do.
I'm not gonna join that circle talking to that dude for the rest of this week.
There you go. That's what you gonna do. You gonna stay out of that Hey, look, you gonna stay out of that negative box. You gonna say, look, I can't go in that box. Yo, Chef did say get out of that box.
He said this week.
This week. And I love everybody else in the circle. It's just him. It's just him. You know what I'm saying? It's a group of friends. I love every single one of them. But it's just him. They invite him every goddamn time. And I'm like, why? Why is he here?
Right. Hey, you know what? No, real talk. That's your trigger right there. That's your trigger. You say that, right? And that's your trigger. Something about him that everybody like, but you don't. Everybody like him, right?
Still talk to him. Hey, he might be contagious. That's why he keep going back to him. He circled right back.
Oh, he tried to be my friend.
Yeah,
he like
contagious. You must.
He be trying, but I'm like, nah, dog. I told him one day, I was like, nah, you burnt that bridge, dog. We will never be friends. Like that. I'm like Lady T now. Maybe I need to get my shit together. Hold on, because I told him. Look, we get in the circle. Everybody in the circle know I don't like him. It ain't even like it's hidden. You know what I'm saying? And one time he was trying to be nice as hell to me. I was like, dude, that bridge is burnt, dog. I'm telling you, like, you got no chance of me and you ever being friends. Like, ever. And he still, you know, he still, but I mean, I just can't.
He's trying. He's trying. He keep trying.
I can't do it. Maybe I'm closed-minded too, Chef.
Hey, Rodney, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Did he do something wrong to you?
Yeah. He did. Well, he didn't do nothing wrong to me. He did something wrong, period, and I had to correct him. And then,
all right, but did you forgive him?
But the problem is no, because he's the person I hate. That's just that it. All right, so I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let's
did you forgive him?
I'm gonna do it. No, I'm sorry. No. But he's a person that I feel hurts our community because I hate with all my passion white people who think they're woke. Oh. And then they think they can my best friend is white. I've known him. One of my best friends is white. I've known him since we've said he has never said the N-word ever. He's married to a black woman. He has 5 black kids. Yeah. And I've known him forever and has never said the N-word ever. In front of me, around him, and he has nothing but black friends. Now, what I hate is that white person who thinks he's woke and he's like, oh, I know I've been living here all my life. I'm the part of this, blah, blah, blah. And then he pops off and says it. Mm. And I said to him, you're not doing nothing but setting us back. All you're doing you're not helping our community. You're not doing nothing by doing that, because if you think it's okay, then other white people will think it's okay too. And he's like, well, my black friend says it's okay. You're where you are, maybe it is, but guess what? It's really not. It really is not. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it really is not okay. And if you really respected our culture, then you wouldn't say it because you respect our culture. You know what I'm saying? A white person who says that and thinks it's okay because his friends say it around him, or all his black friends do this and do that. Nah, you're the person setting us back. You're the person that is really hurting us. You know what I'm saying? You think you're for the cause, you're not. Because if you was, you would know the culture. You would know that is something that is disrespectful. If you want to be a part of this group, in my opinion, you want to be a part of this group, it's all black people, and you the white guy, and you think you're gonna just drop the N-bomb whenever you want to, then nah, I'm good. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
But so wait,
Rodney, Rodney, hold on. Hold on, T. Rodney, nobody else don't say nothing?
That's what I was gonna ask.
The majority he said
well, hold on. Let me correct it. The majority of the group were females, and they did not, I don't know if they didn't feel comfortable or I don't know why, but they didn't do it in a timely enough manner for me. Because I heard it and I was waiting because we were at somebody else's house. We was in somebody else's house. I was waiting for them to say something. Apparently they didn't hear it. But I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then he popped it again. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this straight right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if you think this is cool or what. I don't understand. I was flabbergasted. I had no idea I was like, yo, like, y'all let this just go. You just gonna let this pop off all willy-nilly? So, but anyway, he ended up getting corrected. He got corrected by several people after that. And then it was other stuff that, he's referring to a black woman as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this because he thinks it's part of our culture, because he's heard other people do that. He'd be like, oh, that's my bitch. And this, that, I'm sorry. I don't know if you curse, but I apologize. But, and he thinks that's part of our culture. No, it's not. No. No, you are perpetrating the worst aspects of our culture. And trying to make it okay, and then you go into your white friends and they think, because you're down, that this is okay. You know what I'm saying? So not. So the answer is no, we will never be friends. Sorry, that was a long story.
I think white people accept our culture. I don't think they could ever respect our culture. Right? Because it's a lot that comes with that. You have to go through a lot of hardships, and I don't think people go through hardships, but it's different hardships when it comes to the black culture, right? So I think they accept it, never respect it. cultural appropriation is crazy.
Well, here's my thing to that real quick, Desmond. A white person can never understand our culture because they're white.
That's what I said. They accept it.
It's just the same thing as me. I can never understand what it is to be Lady T because I'm not a woman. You know what I'm saying? I have no understanding of a period. I cannot tell her that it's okay. Your stomach should be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's just cramps. Right. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's like what you're doing. You can't, but the thing about it is you really want to help a culture, or you really want to help somebody. The first step is to understand that you're not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not it.
You don't know.
Yeah. Don't sit here and to be like, oh, I'm woke. I know what you go through. No, you don't. You don't know what I go through. You've never walked a day in my shoes. And that's the first step to really helping us out. If you really want to help us as a culture, then you need to be that white person to understand that you can never understand what's going on. Because the moment you think you do, that's the moment that you are actually hurting us. Because you're minimizing it. You're like, oh, the N-word's okay. I can say it. I can call this black woman a B because that's what y'all do in your culture. No, that's not what we do, actually. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're taking the worst aspects of our culture. I protect black women. You know what I'm saying? I have a daughter, I have a mother, I have a blah, blah, blah. You call one of them that a B? Oh, we fighting, dog. It's like, and I'm not even going to explain it to you. I'm just going to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not even going to explain to you how you disrespected. I'm just going to whoop your ass. I don't have that in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that in me. I don't participate in that. I don't hang around that. I don't hang around people who do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Me and my boys, we do say the N-word to each other. Yes, we do. But those are mine, so I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. I don't care.
Niggas.
Yeah, but
those are my niggas.
Like
I own you, bro.
Like I said, my boy, I've known him for 14. I respect that man. He's white. His sister's white. He has 2 black sisters. Believe it or not, he's like I said, he's married to a black woman. I've never seen him with a white woman a day in his life. And but the one thing I've never heard him say is the N-word. Never, ever, ever. You know what I'm saying? And we've been out to the club, partying, shit. We've been in gun fights together, all kinds of stuff that happened. He ain't never said it, not once. Even to his kids now, he's still for never, and he doesn't allow it in his household. You know what I'm saying? And that's to me, that's the real. And he even says, I know I can't never understand because me and him have been walking together, and I was the person who got thrown on the ground and arrested while he sat there and watched.
Yeah, you know that's what happens. They want to be down, right? They want to be down, and they want to be black until shit hit the fan, and then they're white boy or white girl all over again. Yep, nope, not me. He did it. I can tell you what he got the other stash there. Like
he sat down there and watched because he knew he couldn't help because he just would have made things worse. You know what I'm saying? He went and told my mother. That's what he went and did, and then my mom came and got me.
Right.
And also told him that I wasn't the dude they was looking for because he was with me the whole time. So
right.
But I'm still saying that, that to me, I hate that the white person that thinks they understand. And they think they're so woke that they think they're part of our culture. I hate that with a passion. I think it is the worst thing as a white person you could do because you don't understand. You don't understand. You never will. I will never understand cramps. I will never understand I will never understand childbirth. I will never understand none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I will never understand what it's like to be a woman in a situation that is being catcalled just walking down the street trying to mind her damn business. I will never understand that. I can walk down the street and not one person hit on me. You know what I'm saying? I even been in the gay situations that I still didn't get hit on. That hurt my feelings a little bit. But I'm just saying, it is but a woman has to walk down the street and protect herself at all times. That's crazy. I will never understand that.
Yeah.
And I have to tell my daughter that you can't like it's crazy that you have to tell your daughter that you have to dress in certain situations, certain attire in certain situations. Why can't I dress how I want to? Because it's not safe.
Right.
It's not. So I mean, but I mean, it's not fair, but it's true. So it's just like me. I can't go into white neighborhoods being loud and boisterous. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just the truth. So anyway, I'm sorry I went on a tangent. Let's go back.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah. And a lot of the listeners, they needed to hear that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They was like, yeah, I go through the same shit. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people respected that and they enjoyed it.
Well, we can bring it back to knowing your past, because if you know your past, you don't want no white person ever saying the N-word. Ever. You know what I'm saying? Knowing your past, especially not for you. Ain't nothing positive about it.
Let me ask a question. Do you think that our young folks are going to learn that though? Do you think our young folks are going to be able to see that? Because right now, they're not learning a lot about our past, what we know about the past. Do you think it's going to change? Just a quick question I thought of.
I think it's important. I think it's important for us to explain that to them, and because right now, I do have a problem with what our young kids are being taught, and that's that everybody be all inclusive, or everybody include everybody, and this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. And I don't want to get into that fight either, because I don't know what it is to be in some of those areas either. You know what I'm saying? But for me myself, I do know that I ain't gotta include everybody. Now my chef Dennis about to come out. I ain't gotta be your friend. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gotta. And like the biggest thing I told my daughter is crazy that you're being bullied into saying that you're bi or there's options. And if you say you're straight, now you're closed-minded. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me that you can't say you're straight or else you will be the outsider. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I said, no, be you. Be you. And if they don't like the fact that you're you, then they shouldn't be with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? They will never be with you. So, but that's what society is pushing them to think. Like, you can't say you're straight? Like, what? What if you are straight? So why can't I say it?
The world just changes for the worse, man. Like, they teaching this same-sex marriages, and it's okay for boys to like boys as early as what is it, second grade or third grade? It's one of them. I remember I got a thing in the mail last year saying that's part of the curriculum. I was like, hell no, I don't agree with that. It's crazy. It's brainwashing children at a young age.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, they don't know until somebody teaches them.
Yeah, my son came home one day. My son came home one day and was like, "Oh, these two boys is kissing. That's okay, right there." I'm like, "Hell no!" And he goes, "Well, so my teachers teach us." I'm like, "That's wild. That is crazy." And I thought it was just this township, but I went to work and I started asking people that got kids, and they was like, "Oh yeah, they teach my kids that too." I'm like, "Nah, that's wild."
That's the education that we need to change.
And it's bad enough these.
Go ahead,
Rodney. Yeah, look, that dude. Yeah, you gotta detach from him, man. Nah, you don't got. That could never be me. See me? I'm like that. Look, what you say, Lady T?
That's the hard part.
Nah, hey, let me tell you something. Lady T, huh?
I said, did you hear what he said? He said it's hard to. He said it's hard to detach yourself from that guy because the rest of his friends, right? They keep him in the circle. So for him to be detached from that guy, he got to detach himself from the rest of his friends that's not like that. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I know, but that's just my my take on it, because what happens if that was me, right? You keep poking the bear, and the bear going wild out, and that's what that dude is doing. He's constantly. Like you said, you already said that y'all can never be friends, and it's not. And I don't speak negatively, but that's what it is. It's like he keep poking you, knowing that bothers you. He keep poking the bear, and guess what? One day you go. We all have bad days. He catch you on a bad day, you might go upside his head. So, that's real talk.
No he ain't saying it no more. He
I know.
Away from that conversation, and even he stopped calling. The women the B.
So like he was saying,
he stopped it around me. How about that? Yeah, I'll give him that.
Like Lady T was saying, like he's trying to be his friend, right? He don't want to be his friend, but the other guy's trying his best to be his friend, right? This goes back to what I was saying earlier about like when people think they're doing good. In his mind, he's doing it because, I mean, hey, it doesn't matter what nationality you are. It's like black people are the cream of the crop. That's what I like to say all the time. And to him, our culture is fun. Right? It's entertaining to him, and that's what he want to emulate. He probably go to sleep at night and say, "Damn, I wish I was born black." He might wake up saying that. You know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he's just trying to fit in. You know what I mean? And when people like that, they just want to fit in. They're not mindful of their actions or what comes out their mouth sometimes. You know what I mean? Rodney always said he's trying his best to be his friend, but he's not letting them in. So when you were saying poking the bear, I don't think he's trying to poke the bear. I think what he's trying to do is everything in his power to make amends.
He poking that bear. He poking Rodney. He poking Rodney, man. Listen,
I mean, that was just
that right there
that broke the camel's back. He was dumb before that.
Hey, D. He know when he said that around Rodney and everybody else. Listen, he know he wasn't doing something right, bro. Automatically, he knew it. He knew he wasn't supposed to do that because how would he know about that word? How would he know that? It's what he do it. He can say and get away with it. No, some people. There are some people in this world think they can get away with saying that. Let's like that's how it is. It's like, nah,
it could be in his environment too. It could be in his environment.
That too.
He got away with family.
So chef. So this is like you saying he knew what was going wrong, but see, it's conflicting. Not to sound like I'm taking his side, but like he could be conflicted. Rodney said his other black friends allow him to use that word. So he's probably at war with himself. Like, well, these black people say this okay. They gave me the card. These black people say no. So it's confliction right there. He might be at war with himself.
I agree with that, but here's the thing. I guarantee you that's just like he said about the women saying the B. Automatically, that is put it like this. No matter how he may see it, he know it's offensive. It's offensive, period. It ain't a regular normal word. It's not a normal word. So using that other word is not a normal word because it maybe that crew, like you said, that crew would be like, oh yeah, but guess what? He go outside of that. I'm almost certain he's not saying that outside of that circle. I don't think because if he did, I guarantee you his lip would be busted.
Well, he did when he went. He used it around Rodney, right? That's a different circle. That's a different circle. So it's called testing your limitations, testing your boundaries. No. He said no. He said no. He said no. When he first said it, you said it was in another circle of his. His other black friends allowed him to say it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what he told us. That's what he said to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the fact he also used the fact that he was married to a black woman at one point in time. And I was like, but then why didn't she tell you? Like, and then I was like, yo, the problem is the level of people, and I'm not just saying black people, but the level of people you hang with is different. Like you come to you're in a educated level that we want to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you down at if you down over passing out vials on a street corner, for 5 for 10 or something like that, then yeah, you can say that word all you want. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care. All they want is the vial. But if you in here with a bunch of educated people having an educated conversation, and you think you can just drop that like it's nothing, I do believe that he was tested. You know what I'm saying? I do believe he was tested. But I mean, but still the point of the matter is, which I want to get back to, is for me personally, is that is the most damaging person to our culture. You know what I'm saying? That is the most damaging person to our culture. The person that can really help our culture is the person that understands that they can't understand our culture. You know what I'm saying? You can't understand it. The person that's going to help a black woman is the person that can say that I cannot understand how it is to walk down the street as a black woman, and all these things could possibly happen to you just because you're beautiful and you're black. You know what I'm saying? I can never understand that. That's how I can help you. So now I got to listen to you. and you tell me what should be done. This is the real thing, because as soon as I think I understand it, then I'm starting to make decisions for Lady T. I'm like, Lady T, well, you're not dressing properly. You should have been covered up. You need to put on this and put on that. What? I'm like, no, you have no idea what it is to walk down the street as Lady T. So therefore, you can't say that. I can't say that to her because I have no idea. So that's just my opinion, and that's for all women. You know what I'm saying? It is. I can never say I understand what it is to be a woman. I can never understand what it is to have a person in your stomach for 9 months and then lose them. I would lose my fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. I could never understand that. So I mean, it's all those type of things. But the best thing that I can do is to understand that I can never understand it. And when Lady T or somebody tells you about it, you're there for them and not telling them, oh, well, why didn't you just take more vitamin C? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. There you go. That's something I spit to everybody. And even in the other circumstances, my brother is a gay man. He's married to a man. I go over their house all the time and party with them, and I don't understand the goddamn thing that's happening over there. Because first of all, I'm jealous because they got both paychecks paying double money, so they live in good life. You know, because they got 2 male paychecks, they ain't got the female 30% less. Then second, them niggas take turn fixing stuff. You know how jealous I am about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The light bulb go out. They ain't got to wait a month. One of them go up there and fix it. Whoever's home first. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for me, that light bulb stay out until I go change it. So anyway, all right. I'm done venting. Go ahead.
I'm glad it wasn't me. It was you this time. Yes.
Right.
Sorry, Lady.
That's all you.
Hey, Lady T, what was he, Lady T? He on 10 right now. 10.
Yeah.
Hey, look, that hot water is boiling right now.
I'm good.
Yeah, he's good.
Listen, guys, we have to cut.
Alice just say she know how to fix things.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Yeah.
Alice know how to fix stuff.
I mean,
she said
yes and no. I mean, that's
your girl, Desmond.
Yeah, she can fix something, but she ain't gonna fix it though. She gonna call me like, when you get home, so I need you to do it this hour, in this minute, in this second.
Tell him again, Rodney. He ain't hear you. Tell him again. Tell him again.
Yeah.
Tell him again, Rodney.
Hey, look, she ain't gonna get mad. Like, we got that relationship. Man, listen, I talk shit all the time. She understands. You know what I mean? As long as I ain't talking shit when she's sensitive, because that's different. She be on 10.
What woman don't be?
Listen, guys. Oh Lord. Yeah. Well, we'll be here again tomorrow, guys. I'll tap y'all in if y'all want to. Look, you know who he is. We'll be here tomorrow, 6:30. I'm glad to have you guys here tomorrow too. Listen, it was great, but we got to get out of here. Listen, I see y'all guys tomorrow, 6:30. Peace.
All right.